we've done, as director of the Minority Business Enterprise Center in Dallas, we did probably $120 million in transactions in the last 2 years. Probably this year they have another 20 million that have been funded, and probably another 30 million that have been identified. So those are things that the centers are working on. Basically, they package, they help prepare the financial proposals, and help identify the appropriate lenders that can benefit from the particular package. Because believe it or not, I'm gonna let you in on a secret. Not all lenders have the same appetite for transactions. So you may find one who's got an interest in doing convenience stores and hotels, and another one has absolutely no appetite for that at all. So what these centers and what I bring to the table is, I've been in the business long enough to know who's doing what, so I can help identify and bypass all those other applications to banks that really don't have an interest in what you're trying to do. So that's kind of what we did over there. So kind of been rambling a little bit, but hopefully I made a little bit of sense about what we're trying to do. We got a lot of work to do because of trying to identify potential clients who can handle large contracts. So that's kind of where my focus is right now, and also working with companies that are looking to establish or expand their businesses in the 11-state region. So that's kind of it.
Well, let's open the floor up to questions. I'm sure you've got a lot. Does anybody have a question to start off, please?
Mike, you said that startup is something that your business isn't really, you pass on, you refer on.
Correct.
So when you say startup, what year do you normally start? Is it 2-year mark? Or
Well, the strategic growth initiative starts when you generate $500,000 in revenue.
So
that's when we come in. Typically, where we're going, nobody's officially said it, so just kind of keep it in the room. Where SBA leaves off, I think we're going to pick up. See what I'm saying? So it's kind of like going from small business and then working with medium and larger businesses who also need help too. Are you familiar with what's going on with the demographics, where minority population is really increasing? By the year 2050, we'll be a majority country. Okay, think of what happens if we don't promote and ensure fair participation, what we call parity, with our minority businesses. If we don't do that, in my opinion, from what I see, we become a third world country, because we're not spreading the opportunity for the population to participate and to create wealth. So that's one of the reasons that we're focusing on larger minority businesses, is to try to create that wealth that's transferable.
You mentioned that 500, is that your credit score? Is that what you're saying? That you is 500?
That's what it starts at.
Okay.
Yes, this is an example. If you have a credit score at 500, and if it's a startup business or an existing business, you could look at between a loan between 4,000 to 6,000. A credit score between 535 and 550, you're looking at least 8,000 to 12,000. And if you have a credit score of 650 and over, then you're looking at least a loan of 50,000 and over.
Oh, okay. Good, thank you.
What's the time period of a company? Because I know you said one tax return. So if it's a startup, it might not even have a tax return, or it might have 1 year of tax return.
If it's a startup, we consider a startup as 0 to 6 months. If you have not been generating income within that time, we consider that to be a startup. We'll just ask you for your personal taxes, personal bank statements. Any loan over, well, if it's from 6 months and over, we consider that to be an existing business already. We won't ask you for taxes at that time because we know that you wouldn't have them yet. But at least if you would have at least a business bank account, they would ask you for whatever months if you open that bank account. Any loan from, say, from 12,000 and over, they'll ask you at least for three months of bank statements.
And what did you say the maximum loans that you have?
Our loans range from $500 to $100,000.
So, I'm sorry. So if a loan is potentially turned down by the bank, I'm sure you would get that and love to have that, because of course
Yes.
the credit score is a little higher.
We do. We really get a lot of referrals from banks. We get it from the SBAs, from the SBDCs. Dallas community area, Fort Worth. But we have a lot of partners throughout the state of Texas.
Adela, do you start off, can someone come in with $100,000 application, or that's a gradual process?
For a startup business,
Any business?
yes. For any business, yes. I've seen the loans close at $100,000. And that would be for somebody that would be either an existing business already. Also for a startup business, I think that they would want to see more, they're gonna want to see their taxes. They're gonna want, the underwriters are they're gonna want to do a little bit more investigation on the startup, asking for $100,000. They're really gonna have to have that informal business plan. If they've done their research for that startup business, where do they see their business heading in 5 to 10 years from now?
And, you know, Adele, let me ask you a question. Do you provide any resources around, okay, helping them to get what you need to
Yes.
do that loan? Or?
Yes, we have technical support that we could refer, like to the SBA, we refer people over to do that business plan. Either your financial projections, also to the BAC, we refer a lot of people to the BAC office if they can help you how to get that business plan going, to initiate that financial projections, profit and loss and balance sheet that the underwriters are going to be needing at the time that we get closer to closing the loan.
BACs are funded by City of Dallas, or?
The BEC they work closely with the Hispanic Chamber, but they're right there on Maple.
It's a business assistance center?
Yes, they have one right there where we're at in our office. Matt Stevens is the one that's handles the BEC office there where we're located. They have one in Oak Cliff, and one in Maple.
What other questions?
You have, repair credit? And,
Repair credit,
confirm
we could find somebody that can help you repair credit. We work with other technical sources that we could refer you to, other companies that can really help you repair your credit.
If you've been established for a while and you need a little, say, an inventory loan and you have extra credit, blah, 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 and it needs to be more than 100,000, do y'all refer to places that, would be
That want-
more than that?
For the inventory, what we usually do is refer to the partners that would be best fit to help your needs for the inventory loan.
So you have sources above $100,000 loans?
What we have is SBA 504, and that is to either you're looking to build up the business, or you're looking to refinance a business from another owner, and that's where that loan comes in. It's a 504. It's SBA 504 loan.
Bill, let me ask you a question. Let's say I have an idea for a business. How does the SBDC help me out?
Initially, I think the first process would be to schedule an appointment with, depending, we have 17 centers locally.
Okay.
And call and set up an appointment with a business counselor. They may refer you to a workshop on the how-tos. And the how-to workshop is it's a one where we have a business counseling staff make a presentation, and they walk you through the process of what is required. In other words, what the banks are going to look for, what SBA is going to look for, some very basic things to find out where you are in the scheme of things. Because generally, when someone comes in, they may be just making an inquiry. Others may be seriously at that stage where they are ready to go to the bank, and they need someone to tweak their business plan or look at everything that they have to see if they're ready for that loan application. If so, then at that particular time, the business counselor would take that individual and offer recommendations or suggestions on who as Mike has indicated, there's some banks that will entertain working with a very specific type of business simply because that's where their internal expertise lies. You have some banks that will not take restaurant loans or take some loans that maybe they're not familiar with. So that process would be very simply to schedule an appointment with a business counselor